Hi, hi. It is indeed low energy. Now, in all fairness, you're probably thinking, oh god, not this gobsh again with his stupid beard and sexy, sexy eyes. But unfortunately, yeah. Yeah. But you see, that's why you're not watching it in the first place. Anyway, I thought about doing a live stream today, but didn't want to chance fate. But yesterday, I wanted to go and do a. Gonna have a seat here. Ugh, made that noise. I just wanted to go and have a seat here and talk about, well, anything that comes to mind, really. Kind of hoping for a chat group, but whatever. It's absolutely cold today. Today. Can you see it? Coldness. That's from the storm. The storm's kind of passed. It hasn't been too bad as compared to yesterday. It's weird. Um, there's a bandit back there. The gist of today has mostly been about me being on Rabbit and drinking the last bit of beer I had. I actually had a good day yesterday despite the internet, which again I feel like a shit for doing. If I had foresight, I would have pushed Wasted Wednesdays to, I don't know, Try Hard Thursdays. Kind of works. The gist of it though is that's not so bad. Fine. No, that's not so bad. The gist of Wasted Wednesdays, of course, though, is that I get wasted. Um, so regardless of what happened, I still went and got wasted. So it was kind of, except I didn't. I mostly ate a lot of heavy foods and felt groggy, which was cool. I enjoyed that. I went on Rabbit, hung out with Ryby and some weird Spanish girl for a long time. We played chess. She kicked my ass. Well, she didn't 100% kick my ass. I had my moments. There. That hurts my arm less. But it was good. It was good fun. This will be the last time I can enjoy a bit of socializing of any sort. So I've got some Tuborg right here. Tuborg. Drink it 'cause it's cheap. Yeah. So the internet in Dublin was far worse. Hell, the internet be damned. The power in Dublin was far worse. It ended up getting cut off for 24 hours. That's what my ma said, sending up message earlier on today. I was like, Jesus, really? She's like, yeah, 24 hours. Food spoiled, no phone, no tea or anything like that. Unlike me, I have to deal with. I at least could leg it out of there for a few hours and out of here as well. This whole damn village. Oh, and thank you to whoever just gave me a thumbs up. Thank you. That's my thumb in response. Oh, it is cold today. We are feeling it. Yes, we are. Except it's not so cold. It'll be cold when I do this in December, I'll tell you that much. Hell, I won't be here all that much in November. I'll be in America and then in Lanzarote. But when I come back, I might still up here for like a quick pint. So it's going to be cold. I almost wish bringing my cigarette package out to take part in completely legal tobacco. I would not care one iota. Yeah, it hasn't been so bad, but it was the first storm of the year. So we'll see how the rest of it goes. Something tells me it's going to be a lot worse before the end of the year, and just after the end of the year. So what? It could still be pretty bad. January, February up to March, we get hit by motherfuckers like that. They're not anywhere near as bad as the shit Americans have to put up with. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. And that typhoon going through Southeast Asia right now, oh, fucking hell. But still, people have died here over Storm Ali, and it's still not technically over. I mean, so I can't say it. Well, the cold is still a proof of that, and the rain, and the blocked roads. Anyway, I'm gonna join here before the. Oi, grandmother, mother of grands. I see you down there in the corner. Guten Tag. Hello, welcome on. Other stupid knockoff German and non-German languages. It's all German. See my post on Stormfront for proof. Like maybe one person ever watching that. Oh shit, is that rain? Yeah, that's rain. Anyway, grandmother, how are you doing this fine day? Are you being a good cat? Are you being a cute kitty? But that's definitely rain. Which I'll take over the wasps that come here in the summer. You're not being a good kitty. Oh no. Oh shit. That makes you a bad kitty cat, doesn't it? Bad kitty cats are troubling. Not altogether bad though, despite the name. They just do their own shit. I was seriously considering cutting this off, and then the barrage of people, a whole 12 of them, told me not to do it. Oh yeah. How bad is grandmother's cat being right now? One thing I don't like about my beard right now, it focuses on one way or another. I don't know. I kind of want it down. Kind of going crazy like that. One thing up to very recently, I didn't actually know that. Oh yes, yes, you told me about that. I honestly thought you'd have that taken off by now. How long does he have to stay on for? Jesus, that must be hell for him. And why didn't you drug him prior? I mean, every time. Damn. So what? You still got like a week and a half to go, something like that. Yep. Whenever my dogs would get fixed, she'd always come back in the cone, and holy shit! Thank you, Evan, for the tonal shift. Though it is always cool to see you. If they're really getting them high, that's cool. Except always know one thing: that noise you hear when you put lobsters in is not them screaming. That is, oh yeah, I know the big ones. I'm just saying, Evan's a cool guy. We might have hung out a few times, just saying. Friend forever, technical father of Jesus Christ, But yeah, the noise they make from, when you pop them into any shellfish, when you pop them into the boil, isn't them screaming. That's actually the air in between their shell and their flesh. It's horrible, but it isn't them going like, ah! I personally don't see the reason why you need to keep them alive when you throw them into the boiling oil. Kill them, then immediately throw them into the boiling oil. It makes no difference to me. It's really how you cook a lot of shellfish that makes a difference to me. But at the very least, why the hell roast them alive, This is what the French do. The French just fucking destroy shellfish and calamari too. They often cut up octopus when they're on squid when they're still alive. Which just in case I eat bags of frozen shrimp, fancy Walmart. Look, I'm fancy. Oh well, there's nothing wrong with frozen shrimp. Especially if you got your dip to match. Better yet, if you got some breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs, a bit of batter, beer batter at that. Though I'm less into the batter. I'm more into the breadcrumbs. So get yourself some French shrimp tempura. That's how that shit full. That's how that shit must go. Bet. Break it down, raw mushroom too. Yep. By the way, Evan, did you say you were in Minneapolis? Oh, coconut shrimp. The only time I ever like coconut in anything besides curry. One of my few despised sauces. If you aren't already aware, Aer Lingus is promoting its fall season by having 4 new connections open. Now, Ireland being Ireland, Aer Lingus is kind of a big deal, and of course, what is one of those cities they're going to? Good old fashioned Minneapolis. Who knows? 2019, 2020. Not one of your videos, Evan. Meet up. Oh, the internet isn't ready for it yet. 2 years will be enough time for it to make its mind up, I think. In which time YouTube will fuck us up somehow. Oh, also, we don't have Walmart here. I mean, I've shopped in. Fuck yeah. I mean, it's going for the same prices as it is for New York, so yeah. Not next year though. In all fairness, I've got shit. I've got shit to do. What was it called? Congalingus. Congalingus. Yes. Coconapolis. Conganapolis. Yeah. The city of going down. The city of very happy women. I mean, Philadelphia is the city of brotherly love. So where's the sisterly love? Actually, where is the city of sisterly love? Do you know? There has to be one. I mean, Philadelphia is where you can get your best blowjobs. So where do you get the best going down? Where's the best muff diving in America? I need to know because I need to throw my hat in that particular ring. I have no idea what the fuck I'm saying. Well, somebody's thrown her hat in response. Now all we need is a time and date, and then a second date. Then I suppose that's a maybe because I'm no whore. What, you think I'm some sort of third date? Oh no. I'm honest with my feeling. Oh God. No, seriously. When I saw the ad for Minneapolis, I'm like, oh, cool. LEV Evan crossover, and then I'm like, wait, do you even know Evan that well? I'm like, well, you won't be able to go for like 2 years. If you don't know him by then, you will never know the man. Anyway, how's work, big guy? You trudging by, or are you granted a quick reprieve? I'm here getting almost bombasted by rain. Ireland is not a great place for beer gardens, frankly, but smoking bands are smoking bands. You really don't have a cell phone? Damn, you're... Alright. Wow, that must be still a big thing in Europe. Anyway, Evan, first of all, always good to see you, man. Always good to see you. You go back to do you. You do you. But, grandmother, Hey, everyone is having phone sex with you. I mean, it's basically just a sort of like passing of the torch. You know, some days you feel like it, some days you don't. An institution, madam. And it feels throughout the nation. What the fuck does that even mean? Of course they do. Fans. Well wishers, more like it. Maybe when I hit 100, I'll have at least one fan. And every 100, I'll hit another fan. For now, I've got well wishers and acquaintances who are like, yeah, you keep going, buddy. Aww. No, well then you need to get the sir invested in good old fashioned heavy breathing and describing to him what you're wearing. I mean, you need to expand this shit, or rather to expand his shit in his pants, his penis. You give him an erection, is what I'm trying to say. Buddy, I'm gonna be there, but never ever forget that it's all down to whether or not I am drunk or asleep. I will always do my best to be there, though. So, if you see me, you know I am there. 100%. Either way, it's gonna succeed. So, 111. 111. Ooh, the rain is coming down hard. You know, that's that's like saying, "Oh, wow, Evan smokes weed. I never get it." Yeah, Low Energy Videos has his dragon to chase, his windmill to fight, and it is frothy and liquidy. I'm also quite the stereotype. I'm an Irishman who drinks. Ooh, wow. Oh shit! What happened? That really is something I do fear about. I'm not even kidding. If one day someone says, "Oh no, you can't drink or else you'll die," and I'm like, you know, define will die. Will I die after a binge or a drink a week or what? 'Cause I've known people who've been told this. They can't drink anymore. I've actually been told it very recently. Oh shit. Oh, okay. Well, that's fair enough. Absolutely. Although that's only a two-prong balance. There are other creatures, though. Um, somewhere out there, there's a low energy videos who every once in a while trips on mushrooms. Although I wouldn't say no to particularly the small mushrooms. Um, but no, cat there. You no, that's totally okay. Like you realize that you had an issue and you need to resolve it. But I'm also glad to see you didn't go overly religious because the amount of AA meetings that result in go to our church service. I know, right? They're fun. They do actually kind of grow here in Ireland, but they're in high demand. Once every 2 years, I'll get a little bag of them and just it's a fun weekend. Anyway, uh, drinking problem. My grandfather said I didn't go, so he. Oh, well, hold on. So you did it out of guilt? That changes the dynamic a bit, don't you think? I mean, did you want to stop drinking? And I mean, like, were you okay with it at the end result? Were you okay with the change? Because that's the huge difference right there. Oh, Oh, so is it the case where you did something stupid once while drunk, and then people labeled you an alcoholic and you have to get help or else people will never trust you again? That sort of thing? So I've seen that too. Yep. Yep. Good old sure, am I right? Still, you made your conscious decision. Well, it's still peer pressure. You know, your own kids, if you have kids, it would basically, they could, whether or not you want to. Ah, um, we actually, my dad, I don't know if I ever told you this, my dad was like an old school hippie. I mean, 60s, marches, flower power hippie. And he used to scour out our back garden for mushrooms. And he'd find them and he'd make a tea out of them. And they would go off to the River Valley. If anyone got to Google, type in River Valley Park or Ward Park in Dublin. And that's where they go. And they just wander around and they'd see trippy shit. And one day at the age of a ripe old age of 4, I saw adults doing this and I'm like, yeah, I want to help. So I went out and I shoved about 20 of them in my mouth. You can guess what happened. I don't remember it myself, but Ma said for the rest of the day I was on my back in the garden giggling. Now they themselves weren't much better. They themselves were in the kitchen and out in the park and then whatever. But every time they came back, well, let's give me a baby and adopt them. We need. Well, you need to look into that. There's tons of kids. There are tons of kids who are scared and alone, and they just want to feel loved. Of course, if you don't have the finances for it, that's an obvious reason why not to. You know, you. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, remember, we do celebrate some old school Celtic traditions out here in Ireland. No, well, it's not a big deal here that kids drink. Yep. Well, families take painkillers together. Does that count? It technically counts. It technically counts, but it counts in the badder way. The more like unresolved issues that don't need drugs, just words and acceptance sort of way. But you know, the important thing is drugs, they can be very good for you. They can be very good for you. And everyone has their one fix. See that I had a problem with alcohol? Oh no. um, with me it was always drink. It didn't help that my genes are just interwoven to consume a large quantity of alcohol. My dad is a drunk. My ma has a large quantities of alcoholics in her family, and my dad's family had a large quantity of alcoholics. And I'm also in Ireland, so yeah, it's culturally completely acceptable. Except we have a different standard. We want our drunks to be able to control themselves, like get absolutely shit faced after a certain time in the night at a certain time of the day, and always keep the noise down because other people don't want to drink and they want to sleep. If you hit all those nerves, you're considered like, well, you're considered like a welcome a part of the society. But it's, it changes by town to town. Here, for example, um, I once drank 12 pints and someone was watching me the whole time. And at the end of those 12 pints, someone came up to me and offered me a pint. I was like, I've been drinking for like 7 hours. I'm not okay with this. And they went like, but you've only had 12 pints. Like, don't you want to push it to 20? I'm like, no. And he turned around and he said, "Last night I had 20." And I'm like, "Okay, we all have our limits. I know what mine is." I think it's knowing your limits. 3 weeks ago, I decided it was a good idea to get on a moped and drive. Well, how do you bring up? There it is.
I didn't know you were out here.
I am, and I'm chatting. Want to say hi to a grand total of 2 people?
Who are you talking to?
Talking with my good friend Evan, and I'm talking to a newish friend by the name of Grandmother
Oh, you're
Cat.
gone live, imagine.
I am. I've been live for about 25 minutes. Come on, say hi. They can see you. They love you. Yeah. Thought I was recording. Oh, it's such a different creature when you're recording when you're live. Bless her. I fucking love that woman. She's brilliant. She's a part of the local GAA, the Hurley and Irish Football Championship. She went off to Spain to play in there. I found out that Ireland has a very large... Bless her. Bless her. It all depends on the context. I could say bless her there, and there was no harm to it. I could see some fuckwit, like a Christian conservative on top of a pulpit saying that, like, you know, gay people should be stillborn. And I'm just there like, oh, bless them. You know, context is key there. But, you know, she's a good bless him. She's a very good bless him. For God's sake, the shit she has to put up with here on the weekends. But no, yeah, she's a hell of an athlete, apparently. Local teams and all that. They know I do this here, and they're cool with it, but every single one of them does not want to be on screen. Yep. See what Kat did there? That is indeed the southern equivalent. Channel a good shout. Oh, I'm gonna give Channel a good shout out sometime soon, man. Oh, that would be great, man. But you don't have to do that. If you've got it, it's cool. But I'm just happy to be here. I'm just happy if anyone pops in my chat. It's all good. So thank you, Evan, and you don't let the grind knock you down. You do you. It was cool to see you, cool to talk to you. I'm here from Saturday. Nice. I don't do this very often, live streaming, because I know I don't have the audience for it, frankly. Otherwise, I'm just creating vlogs. But yeah, no. Evan, you take care. Well, I can call you Grand. Like, do you have a nickname people use? Otherwise, I'm gonna give you Cat or Grand. I give every single person on the planet a nickname. For example, Ryby Jenkins is Mama Rai Rai. A name that's stuck, I must say. Other people use it. I call Pimp Monk just Pimp. Cheyenne. Well, first of all, I love Cheyenne, but then you have to understand that I play a lot of Fallout New Vegas, and what's the name of Sunny Smiles' dog? Cheyenne. Stay. So I'm gonna need something else, because that's what I'm always gonna see as Cheyenne. That or else Ken Burns the West. Well, do you or do you not want to be seen as a bitch? That's the simple gist of it. It's spelled pretty guy. Oh my God, Cheyenne. I am. Yeah. Yeah, you're pushing boundaries. You're pushing boundaries. Boundaries. What the fuck is a boundary? You are pushing boundaries there. Words. English language. For God's sake, I'm called Dylan Payne. My dad literally told me I was named after his love of Bob Dylan because, like I said, he was a former hippie. Like I can't anytime like you're going to need to have like a ridiculously stupid name like I don't know mistake or something like that. I want them to know what they were. You know? And at that point, hello social services, are you here to take my child away? Well, for once, I think it's a good idea. It's supposed to be Skylar. That is such an American name to us. There's not a single Irish person called Skylar or Skylar or whatever the hell you pronounce it. I think it's Skylar. Whoa, shit. Huh? No idea what happened. Find a keychain with her name on it. I like the name, and I also like the way it's kind of like unisex. You could put both, but oh, it's I'm now very curious of what's going on over there. um, this is a place that normally has hens and stags. You see, I'd love one of these days to have a hens and stags like on film, because this is where they start before they go into Carrick. Carrick on Shannon is just hold on, Ambel Ambelina. Am I saying that right? Ambelina. Ambelina. That's kind of how it looks like. Ambelina. No, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's a big name. They're gonna at least hyphenate it. So maybe Ambi. Like Ambi would be a nice little shortened version of it, you know. I know the name, but I don't know anything about them. When I was in school, they secondary school. That's junior. That's sorry, yeah, that's junior and senior. So to you, that's the one after grade school, middle school, and high school. We call it junior and senior. Our junior year, which is for the record, 3 years. We when I was there, they all gave us everyone always gave each other nicknames. Mine was Dildo, because my name was Dylan. And nowadays, I'm okay with that. But back in the day, I was, and only the girls ever called me that. Because as it turns out, some of them actually had crushes on me, and they wanted to express it by picking on me. I was incredibly shy, like shyer than they ever could be, because I'm an Aspie. I was incredibly socially awkward. So they would more or less pick on me because everyone else would pick on them, and they would feel socially inadequate. Good Apollo by Burning Fires. Ooh, cool. That's cool. CJ. Sorry, every time I hear that now, I just think of Scotty making fun of TJ. Oh, my arse was falling asleep. That chair is not comfortable. Oh, Cracker Jack. Is there a name to Cracker Jack or what? I also had a second name by the name of Lurch because of the way I walk, but that was only ever given to me by the older students. And because every time they talked to me, I'd always be caught out of thought and be like, huh? So they turned it into a So before I was like, because I was fat, but I was also tall and like broad. I still kind of am. I mean, but back in the day, I suppose they just laughed Lurch onto me, and every once in a while I'd walk by like, hey Lurch, and I was like, Nowadays I can handle that, but like 13 to 16-year-old me. Oh no, no, I couldn't. Poor me. Because the four brothers, they're named, and the skinny white ones, Cracker Jack was good name with Jack. Aww. Oh, that's racist. That is just racist. Bless. Oh, I'm sorry. White people can't be insulted by race, can we? Until we can, because Huffington Post says so. One day I'll have the clout to be able to say my piece on like race and all that shit, but until then, I think the biggest thing I've ever done on YouTube was throw my lot into the incel argument, which I wasn't planning to. I just heard a 4-hour diatribe by an incel, and I'm like, what the fuck? Oh shit, you were called a spick. Damn, even I know what that means. Shit, did you never actually like tell? I know, I actually did tell people about this, and it got up to the upper echelons, and they kind of put a foot down. But did you ever tell anyone? I know. I mean, you could have been called a beaner, which would have been wrong because that's solely focused towards Mexicans for some reason. But did you never actually like tell anyone that you were being called to speak or anything like that? Oh, and for the record, my dad was half Jewish, so yeah. Ben might have that Jew nose, but I outrank him in Jew blood. Pretty soon I'm gonna start affiliating with Ben Shapiro and shit like that. Now, just because you're starving in the street doesn't mean it doesn't mean that we are obligated to help you. You not understand that at the crux of it, it's your own failing. Meanwhile, I'm here in what I earned through my family. I earned that because I was born to it. Yeah. It's okay. I'm partly Jewish. I can get away with this shit. And it's a beard, I suppose. That actually could be a reason why. Maybe I grow some majestic beards. Last night, there was this one guy in Ryby's Rabbit. And he was just obsessed with my beard. It was weird. And again, I was one of those kids who loved the movies American History X, thought me a neo-Nazi. Oh, well, I will tell you something right now. I was a neo-Nazi. It's not fun. I was a neo-Nazi for a year. In my teenage years. I have to make a video of this one day. It's probably going to be my crux, my magnum opus, because it's all personal stories. But, yeah, there's nothing to it. It's why when JF was on Drunken Peasants, I gave him not an inch of my time. Not an inch. Because I saw all the signs. Except the thing was, I had the balls to admit that what I was at the time, and so did the people around me. Him? No. No. I figured it out and woke up and realized what a fucking piece of shit I was and moved on. Yeah. Neo-Nazis... Yeah, they're not really worth it, frankly. In any form or function. Instead, maybe take a leaf from Evanism. I think that's why I relate to Evanism so much. Because I've been to the opposite of Evanism. I've been to pure hate land. Well, Evan is pure love land. Except for when it comes to those Christian pieces of shit that are trying to exorcise their children. I drew swastikas on my arm, yell white power, the only black girl in my school. Well, we didn't have when I was in school, we actually didn't have a black guy at the time when I was experimenting with this shit. Right before I realized we didn't, but we did have a lot of Pakistanis and Romanians and Turkish. And I kind of went in there. As for you drawing swastikas on your arm, yeah, I did that too. I was fascinated with World War Two, and World War Two gave to fascination of the Nazis. I watched every History Channel documentary back in the day when History Channel actually promoted documentaries. You want, let me guess, you wanted attention, or you wanted to feel like you were different from all the other, dare I say, phonies in school? You wanted to express yourself in a very, very passionate way. Correct? God, I need to do something with my beard at some point. I want 2 prongs again. Well, that's actually, believe it or not, the correct answer, because that's what I did. I was angry. I went in. I was angry. I went out. All I was angry at the wrong people. That's all. And at the end of the day, I was really just angry at myself. I was angry at the choices I made, and I decided to, yeah. Like how long was this? How long was this going for? A few weeks, a few months, a year. Did you ever try to expand on it? You know, reach out to people like-minded. Something tells me in an American high school you'd find a few people who were like-minded. Oh wait. Oh no, it's facing towards me. You're good. It was like that for you know. I found out in Hispanic. Hey, I've got all that blood in me, and like, I still went ahead through it. Where there's a will, there's a way. I mean, you should watch. You should go to Stormfront sometimes and see some sort of weird, ridiculous way they justify it. And time was. So I found out. Ah. Well, it seems like you were kind of trying to blend in and shit. Cool guy went back there. But, yeah, different topic in public, huh? I have to live with these people. I'll make my outright statement when the time is right. In fact, I need to go to the toilet. So, to show the difference between most places on the planet, I'm gonna put this here. I'll be back in a few seconds. Aha. Aha! We return. Whoa. Okay. So, my ass has regained function, so I suppose I should sit back down. Yeah, no, of course I'm alive! I wasn't just gonna. What? You think I was gonna go to the toilet and just leave my, phone there on the table? I mean, I trust about 90% of the people in this bar, but there's always that 10%. Plus, battery life and shit. No, no, we all have, our lives we lived. It's what you do with it. Oh yeah. On my way to the toilet, I slipped on a very odd placed beer mat, and I just went whoa, face first into the tiles. I died, and then for the next, I don't know, maybe 90 minutes, no one would notice, and then herself from earlier would just peer over like this and go, "Oh, ooh, this this ended." And then I end up in Philip DeFranco like 2 days later. Nah. I prefer who I am. Madam, I am a stereotype. I know. I know you were. If you were the type of person who would be pressing... Oh, on Rabbit I had to deal with that. I love Rabbit. It's so much more relaxed than YouTube and things like that. But on Rabbit, when I would do my own streams, I'd show like atheist stuff, Hugo and Jake, Armored Skeptic, TJ Kirk, things like that. And it would draw in people who would laugh and walk away, or maybe disagree but keep their mouth shut. But every once in a while you get some strange people, like for example, Muslim women who found me incredibly attractive but would want me to watch prayers in Mecca and then say things like, "Oh, if you were a Muslim, I'd marry you." Great. Whoop-de-doo. I am actually, in all fairness, very proud that they were physically, they were capably able to do that shit. Considering how traditional Saudi Arabia can be when it comes to like women expressing themselves. I actually didn't know that women were allowed to be the aggressors in this thing. So cool, great. Didn't change the fact that no thank you. And then they started to hound my channel until the point where I blocked them. And then more started to show up, including one Muslim guy who was screaming at me in Saudi. Or not in the Saudi, Arab. I have no idea what the fuck he was talking about. Whatever it was, I'm the aggressor. Okay. But point is, yeah, I've been used to people coming on to my streams in the past and being like, yeah, we have to, you have to kind of like give up your life and embrace a new life. And I'm like, fuck no. I'm 30. I'm 30 this year, in fact. I'm actually pushing 31 now, considering I was born in January, so pushing 31. I have quite lived a life of quietness. It was quite. In other words, I've had a good life, and I am still going to have more. I'm not planning to die anytime soon, nor am I planning to convert to any religion. Muslims are kind of high on that list. After all, bye, Mr. Alcohol. Bye. No, come back. It's the only way I feel like I've got balls on me. What did I call that? Dutch courage? I probably do have a bit of Dutch in me. I've got a bit of everything, like I said, from my dad. Slavic, Jewish, more Slavic, actually a shit ton of Slavic, probably a bit of Austrian as well. Anyway, can you hear the rain above me? That's Storm Alley in full, let's see, can you see? Let's see if you can see. There's Storm Alley in full swing, which, no, you can't see, but you can see the results. It's not heavy, but that's the job done. Not fun to walk in. Well, fair enough. I was raised Catholic. I mean, I am Irish after all. I did my communion confirmation. My name is Nicholas, by the way. My was a communion or confirmation name. I forget which one you have to take. Everyone else picked Mark or Matthew or something like that, and I'm like, fuck that shit. I wanted something interesting. So I picked Nicholas. Pope was here like a month and a half ago, I think he was. Just after we legalized abortion. Ooh. Ireland is no longer his bastion of safety as it once was. Good. But you know, the thing is, Catholics, they're fine. They're the people I've met most of my life, in all fairness. They're fine. It's what you do with being a Catholic, you know? Me, I'm an atheist. Some flies. Doesn't know where they want to go. Yeah. I'm an atheist, so. It makes no difference to me. Muslim, Jew, Christian. I suppose Jew has some weight to it because it's also a people group as well. And I have strong connections, like I said, with my dad. But, beyond that, it's not really all that much pressure. I see the Jews more as a people than a religion. And Catholics, yeah, they're fine. There's probably about 8 of them in there right now. Probably one behind me. I hate Irish weather. I hate it so much. I'm a creature of the Mediterranean. I was conceived in the Mediterranean. I will die in the Mediterranean. Oh, Catherine. That's a nice name. There. What's up with the camera? Come on. There. No. Work behind. There. Better. Yeah, Catherine was a good name. My communion I actually generally liked. I made about £1,000 at the time. So I was an atheist for a long time, but for reason decided this was a good idea. I mean, are you saying that you didn't know what reason you thought it was a good idea, or are you asking me for what reason you thought this was that I thought it was a good idea? Like, are you asking me a question, or? Ah, so you had near death, and you saw something that is entirely yours to see. I really do have to do something with this. Oh shit. I don't know the context of that. I don't know what Church of God is, but if it's for insane people, then okay. We can't really guarantee a smooth transition into adulthood in that sort of environment. Maybe good. You never know. After I almost died, I was terrified of the hell, so I went extreme. Ah, well, I was in a cult very briefly. I was in the cult in Spain that believes that there's a guy in Spain that believes that he is the true pope. He has like 1,500 people worldwide, and about 40 of them are in Dublin right now. I forget what it's called. I keep remembering it and then I keep losing it. But I was there for about a week. I want the fuck out of there by day 3. I'll tell you that much. I hadn't realized, I hadn't made my conscious decision about life after death, or hell, anything for that matter. I mean, regardless of life after death, atheism is far more than that. But I wanted out of there. That place was creepy as fuck. They were howling. You weren't allowed to talk to women. They would get up at 5 in the morning to speak in tongues, which sounded almost like Aramaic, but they would almost sing it. It was disturbing, and you weren't allowed to leave. Well, think about cult leaders. Is all you need is personality and an ideal. I mean, imagine if Evan had like some pretty shitty avenues to him. Like if he wanted to abuse you. Like, have you ever met a Scientologist? Imagine a Scientologist Evan. That's a cult leader right there. He'll keep asking you to like join slowly, gradually, softly. Becomes a little more less softly. Becomes a little bit more harsher and harsher and harsher. Yeah. Imagine that with Evan. Like, it's gonna end up with you guys holding up in a building and taking pot shots at federal officials, or all taking cyanide. That's a cult for you. Or as Manson did, all bursting into some innocent person's house and slaughtering them to death. I've actually met women who wish they were a part of Manson's family, aka his sex slaves, and some of them are lesbians. I don't get it. Everyone's been telling me to watch American Horror Story. I have not. Oh, for God's sake. You're about the 12th woman. What is it? What is it about Manson? I mean, have you heard him lately? Oh, well, before he died, did you hear like his last few interviews? He would never. He was the same person as he was, only not grey. That's the type of guy who A, would be fucking you. There's no way around that. And B, would be telling you to do things like, let's kill this mailman because it's reasons. This will start the race war that will kill off the majority of white people, but we'll live in a bunker, and then when we come out of the bunker, we can start slapping black people around because they've lost the ability to do anything, but we're white people, so we know how to count. Like, he was. Like, ever since I was a kid, I knew who Marlon Manson, I knew who Marlon Manson was too. Charles Manson was, but he was, like, he was insane, and he wrangled in weak-willed people and other insane people. He was a walking, talking asylum, but without the ability to be able to put away. He is walking proof that you need to put some crazy people away, like, early. Now what you do with them in there is, Jesus. You want to treat them like human beings and not, pieces of shit, but that's an entirely different argument altogether. But some crazy people, yeah, Mr. Shackles, hello, Mr. Neck, hello, Mr. Don't Keep Talking. It's only going to make matters worse. Okay, it looks like the internet's kind of cutting out right now. So, to anyone who popped into the chat today, thanks. I appreciate it. It was a fun hour. This is the sort of shit I'd like to do on a more regular basis, but money and, well, at least this time of year, weather. That's why I'm ending it right now, frankly. But to Evan and to anyone else popping in the chat, and of course to Kitty Cat Cheyenne, CJ, Crack Jack. Thank you very much. But I am out of here because my internet, I'm not getting any signal at this point, so toodles.